Giselbert, about the year A.D. 910. In our account of holy baptism for A.D. 910, we introduced the very learned, but, by his adversaries, much accused Giselbert, who, through the exigency of that time, had to live under the Roman Church, though he decidedly opposed her superstitions, especially in the matter of baptism. He taught concerning holy baptism as connected with regeneration and a good will. He also added, for explanation, on John 3:5, if anyone, through obstacles or otherwise, cannot receive external baptism, it is in God's power to graciously accept his good will. Hence, when Giselbert here consoles in some measure those who, from necessity, had to remain without baptism, with the mercifulness of God, who has it in his power to show mercy even in the absence of baptism to those who are of a good will, it seems that at that time there must have been an oppression or persecution of the Christian believers, for at such times it frequently happens that there are people of a good will, namely who desire to be baptized upon the true faith on Jesus Christ, but who nevertheless, on account of the persecution and the dispersion of the churches and their teachers, cannot attain to it, as we've shown by living examples in different places of our account of the martyrs. Thus, when people who had not been baptized yet had a desire to be baptized were apprehended and put in bonds for the testimony of the Lord, it was frequently seen that they could not obtain complete peace in their hearts, though they firmly believed in the Lord and had resolved to give expression to and confirm such faith, not only by words but also in deed, yea, with their blood and steadfast death. On these occasions, or against these emergencies, the pious and soul-seeking teachers often consoled such people, strengthened their hearts, and caused them to hope instead of despair, since God has it in his power to show mercy to, yea, to save, such, even without baptism, for the sake of their good will or intention, if it has not been neglected on purpose and presumptuously. This the above-mentioned Giselbert taught, and thus he consoled the well-disposed unbaptized. Hence our foregoing conclusion may be regarded as true, namely, that there was at that time a persecution on account of the word of the Lord, which made it necessary to add said consolation for the aforementioned persons. But as this is based merely on a probable conjecture, since it is not expressed in clear words, we will leave it and give an account of a certain persecution which, about 13 years after this, was raised by the Arabians against the Christians and ended after much misery and distress.